Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Farm, thinking right out here in my lab. I'm still in the book. We wrapping it up, but we rolling right along. Let's go. I got a nice lesson for you today. Yoga in ancient Egypt. That's where it started. All right, let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. Do you see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. And I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through, because that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but you don't have to answer for yourself. Tune in. I got you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not, and knows that they know not, they simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not, and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Yeah, that's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my eye, be true. Let's talk about yoga in ancient Egypt. That's where it started. And then we're going to talk about what is Egyptian yoga, and the term Egyptian yoga, and the philosophy behind it. Let's rock. It's a good lesson. Hope you enjoy it. Let's go. Now, most people are familiar with the term yoga from the perspective of India, as that is the most popular form. Yoga is known everywhere. Serpent power, not so much. Okay, but let's talk about it. In ancient times, Northeast Africa, I'm a Mason, we're taught nothing's in the northeast corner. I got a problem with that. Now, back then I didn't know. Now I got an issue with that. And you got Northeast Africa and you got Southern Asia, and they were populated at the time by the same cultural and ethnic group, meaning black people. Different philosophy, but different. Same concept, but different philosophy. Watch. Now, in Asia, we're populated and confirmed by such ancient Greek historians. Everything is proven by the Greeks. They prove everything. Like they was white America before white America. Okay, why? Everything they say is law. Everything they say is right. Moving on, I ain't getting to that. But it was proven by the Greek historian Herodotus and Diodorus, these two Greek philosophers who went to Egypt, came back and reported to their people. Okay, it was a big deal for the Greeks to come to Egypt and come back with knowledge. Watch this. All your great philosophers from Greek went to Egypt and got the knowledge. Moving on, that's another story, but I know that for myself. And it was said, and upon his return from Egypt to Greece, Herodotus, the people gathered around him and asked. Back them days, everybody standing around, what they do? And in the town square, okay, he said, and they asked him, tell us about the great land of the blacks. They respected the blacks. It wasn't a black and white thing then. It wasn't racial then. Understand that. Why? Because they respected and revered the blacks. The future people decided we don't want to succumb to them. We better than them. That's when the race consisted, and that's when religion came in. Moving on, this is my little personal concept. But the great land of the blacks, and he said it was called Ethiopia. Ethiopia is the only nation on the continent of Africa that wasn't colonized by the white man. They could fight. See, only thing the white man respect is what, might. If you can fight this good, he won't message you. You cool, or you're alright, you're good people. Hell, that's the hood, same thing. If you're a punk, we're gonna take advantage of you. You can't handle your stuff, we'll take it. Bylaw number 11 in the hood. You got something that I want, you don't want to give it up, I'm gonna take it. Simple as that. So if you can't protect it, it's ours. The white man been doing this since forever. That ain't new. It's called gangster. Taking people's stuff. They came to America, 1492. Native American tell you the worst thing happened to them, 1492. Why? That's when that white man came to our shores, and ain't nothing been right since. And everybody got a story about how that white man came into their mix and left everything messed up. Like your boy in the White House. But he leave the White House, he's gonna do small in the back, like my man in the commercial mayhem. He's total mayhem. He's gonna tear this motherfucker up. Trust me, excuse me. But the great Ethiopian nation was one, and the sand, aka India, is the other, Egypt. Because the people darker here and a little bit lighter hue, but they was both black ethnic group, and they had their philosophy, and both of them practiced. In India, they got Krishna. I'll break it down for years ago. But again, we didn't do a race thing. It wasn't about race. All right, let's go. So this recorded conversation came from the Greek historian Herodotus. No one else would say it. 100 BCE. That's a long time from 10,000 BCE. So you at the very end. What about the stuff before that? Oh, we're going to talk about that. That's the good stuff. That's the stuff I got. Let's go. But now during this time, at 100 BCE, we done went through a whole lot of stuff. But during this time, the main story, the myth going around was Haru, the savior, who was persecuted by his uncle, was also known in India in the form of Krishna. Same story, just different culture, different perspective, same story. In an Indian savior who was also persecuted by his uncle. Again, everybody got a story? Do the story make sense? Do it give you anything, hope, go by, something that educates you, enlighten you? That's what the whole purpose of it, to help you be a better you. Now, in addition to these stories, there are other important correlations. What is this? Between Kemet and India. I've studied both. They say different things the same way. Kemet and India, with respect to the gods. In Kemet, we got Asar. In India, you got Shiva. That's the physical form. They call it the avatar. We call it the human body or whatever. But they had the same philosophy, same concept. He was blue. Okay. Krishna, Shiva is blue. Okay. And as well as the rituals that they practice and the myths that go along with the wisdom teachings, they keep the myths to teach, to incorporate wisdom and knowledge in the teaching so that you can become wise and have your own experience so that you can be your best self. Some of these correlations between India and Egypt were explored in the book, Egyptian Yoga, the philosophy of enlightenment. It shows you we have the same pretty much thing, just different. We showed you that in Waset, Thebes, and Anu. Different places, different culture, same thing. Amun, Ra, Ptah, three gods, all the same God. Moving on. And understanding, when we show respect for other people's belief system, that would take care of the problem. We think everybody got to believe what we believe. No, everybody ain't got to be a right thinker. If you're a Christian living right and good, we good. You're a Muslim, we good. Why? I ain't got a problem with nobody. I ain't the problem starter. I ain't got no problem with nobody. Moving on, all right? But in a tradition like Kemet, the Commission tradition, you hear me say Kemet, that means the Greeks hadn't came into our mix yet. We were doing a lot of stuff and everybody respected us as Commissions, not damn Egyptians. The Commission tradition encompasses what it incurs all many hundreds of deities, over 2,000. A lot of deities, but they're all just aspects and concepts. So you can use them interchangeable to learn and how to be like the whole concept of the gift that that animal had. We do anthropomorphic, zoomorphic. I gave that lesson too. But these are just teaching tools to help you understand, okay? And they got hundreds of deities, thousands, and you got that many mythological stories to go with them. Every deity has a story. Every god got a story. Mayat has a story. Tahuti has a story. Horus, story. Asar, story. Everybody. Even Ra. Amun, Ra, Ptah, all got stories. Understand that. But it's for teaching purpose, for enlightenment. And perhaps the most popular deity in the Indian pantheon of gods is Krishna. Egypt, it was Haru. Krishna is what? Watch this. Krishna is the incarnation, the resurrection of the god Vishnu, which is his father, which would be Asar. Okay? Who is a member of the Indian Trinity, represented by Brahma, the All, Vishnu, and Shiva. We have Ra, Amen, Ra, Ptah. Same thing. Same God, same aspect, same concept. Just presented different for the culture. Now, which like the ancient Egyptian Trinity, emerged from the absolute transcendental self, the one God. They call him Brahma. In Indian, the God, Nabircha, we call him all-encompassing. They call him the absolute self. That's known as Brahma, the all. Simple. Again, same God, same thing, just worded different, presented different, but they get you to do the same thing. Know thyself. How about that? Get you to God. You and God become one. They tell you God is internal inside you. The first and the most important teachings that you need to understand in our study surrounds the ancient Commission word Shedi, S-H-E-D-Y, or Sheti, S-H-E-T-I. Shedi is related again to the term Shita. The ancient Egyptian word Shita, it means something which is hidden, Amun, secret, unknown, or something that cannot be seen through or understood, a secret, a mystery, unknown to those who are on the outside. Mason, I'm a Mason. I know what we do. Somebody who don't, they can only speculate, talk, and go by what somebody told them. They don't know. And a lot of y'all God believers have y'all God concept from somebody else and not your own experience. God is meant to be experienced by every individual. I can't tell you about God. I can tell you about what I got from God, but that don't define God for you. You need to know for yourself. I'm giving you the blueprint, lay it out, practice, do this, and you will come face to face with God for yourself. Why? I'm teaching you how to find the hidden. God is hidden. I'm just teaching you where he's hidden in you. And what is considered to be inert, meaning matter, also possesses what we call hidden properties, or Shita, S-H-E-T-A-U, Aket. That means two things, one this way, one that way, two opposite, right, to Mayat. And you have rituals, which you use words of power. The story goes, Amen Ra Ptah. Ptah created himself by uttering his own words. Bring them into existence. That's words of power. The reason why the Greeks like to call and name things, because of that, words of power. Whatever you name, you control, you master it. So they use that, again, symbolically and esoterically to manipulate and control the masses. Ku, K-H-U, or Heka, H-E-K-A-U. Those are words you won't find in the Webster Dictionary. They can't define it. Why? It ain't theirs, it's ours. And you got mantras. Everybody got a mantra. I do what I do for you. Know thyself. Those are mantras that you can say verbally and you can enact on them. Why? Religious texts, they all, and they have pictures which are Shitat Netta of what? Or what we call the divine mysteries. We're teaching you how to get in touch with God, literally. Where? Inside you. Shitat, or Shatet. Now, Tahuti has a wife. It ain't Mayat. His consort is Sachet. She wears a 7-pronged plant a flower on her head, represent marijuana plant. Did you know that? Okay, we knew about that too. Cannabis been there. But she's the lady, she's the female concept of Tahuti, your brain. And she's the one in charge of measuring, okay, yardstick. She's in control of that. And she's the educator. Okay? Again, one of the God's aspects that teach you about yourself. These are all aspects. I know them as if they me, they family. Why? I incorporate them into my life. Simple. And watch this. They are the secret rituals in all cults. Every cult, meaning secret group of people, of the Egyptian gods, Shita is what they call the hidden god. Amun, the hidden one. Learning about that is Shita. And he's incomprehensible, the God of mysteries, the one, the secret one, the only one, the one name of the soul of who? Amun. There we go. Back to him again. Again, the soul of Amun is Shitba. That means the hidden spirit. The one whose soul is hidden. God's soul is hidden in his creation. That's us. And to know thyself, you have to find that out for yourself. That's knowing thyself. And we got Shetai, Shetai, Shiti, which means, again, spiritual discipline. Spirit is God. If you're spiritually disciplined, you're holding yourself accountable in God's sight, doing the right thing. Trying to make it simple, trying to break it down for you. It ain't complicated. It ain't rocket or brain surgery. Okay, it's real simple. The most common person should be able to understand it. I'm trying to make it just that simple. Now, the one whose soul is hidden, that's who we call Amun. But it's still God, the spirit, one face. The name Amun itself signifies what? The hidden one. That's why they gave him the name. God, Amun, he's the hidden one. He's your higher conscious. Nothing less than that's who he is. And Shetai, Shetai, Shiti, which represents, again, spiritual discipline. And it is to go deeply, where? Into the mysteries, study, learn it, be proficient, live it, become it. To study the mysteries, the teachings, and the literature profoundly. I study daily. I keep books around me. My favorite pastime is reading. Been there all my life. I didn't know, but that's what I like to do. Moving on. Learning, reading, and teaching. Those are things that I do, that I'm comfortable doing. And watch this. When you get to learning profoundly, you penetrate the mystery. You're getting the hidden message. You start to understand it. The light going, ding, yeah, eureka. I get it. To penetrate the mysteries, to reach, you ready? Another one of our words, nihas. And nihas, again, signifies the resurrection. That means something that's dead has come to life, back to life. But it's not literal. It's symbolic and metaphorical. So Jesus died, didn't physically die. And how about this? The mummy, the body, you're the body, the spirit that's in you. When the spirit leaves the body, it goes back to the coffin. When you get knowledge of self, that coffin person, you start to remember who you are. It breaks down perfect. Watch this. This is the ending. I'm about to take you home right here. Resurrection. Y'all think it's resurrection of the physical body. The physical body don't resurrect. It can't. Why? The spirit, calm down, is left. In the spirit awakening, we call this resurrection, or what y'all call spiritual awakening or spiritual enlightenment. All the same thing. But the body, or the shiti, which is the physical mummy, your body, is where the human beings can what? Focus attention and to practice your spiritual disciplines daily. Why? In the physical body, this is the mummy. The spirit is wrapped inside the body. They call it, in India, they use an avatar. Perfect example, but the spirit is inside. You're not the body. You're the spirit that's housed in the body. Okay? Temple or prison, your choice. When spiritual disciplines are practiced and perfected through practice daily, now your true self, or Shit, Shti, the one who is hidden in the coffin. The coffin is the physical body, metaphorically, symbolically, and the spirit that's in it. When you realize it, now you realize who you are. You're the one in the coffin. And that's the secret to what life is. We reveal to those who what? Study, learn, live, and practice. I know because I did it. And now, thus, when you practice Shiti, that is the spiritual discipline or a program of discipline to what? Promote spiritual evolution. That was practiced where? In ancient Kemet. Now we can begin to what? Discover the teachings of that spiritual program These all fall under the broad term Egyptian yoga. And that's what I'm going to next. I'm going to go. We're going for it. I see that. I'm going to spin this. I'm going to run through this right quick. I'm going to hope you understand it, but let's go. What is Egyptian yoga? What we just broke down, to make it more simple, we call it Smatawi, the union of two opposites. That's Maya. Higher, lower. Pay attention. Smatawi, the term Egyptian yoga and the philosophy behind it. Watch this. As previously discussed, yoga in all its forms was practiced in ancient Egypt apparently earlier than anywhere else in the world, according to the philosophy. And we got the proof. We got the receipts. The Sphinx. This point of view is supported by the fact, again, it's a point of view, but it's supported by the fact that there is documented scriptural and iconographical evidence, hence the Sphinx. Right there, you can't miss it. It's been there a long time, before the pyramids. Of the disciplines of your virtuous living, dietary, purification, take care of the body, study of the wisdom, what I do every day, Shidi, on the teachings, and then you practice them when in your daily life. That's what Mayat represents. You have to put it to use. And now, psychophysical and psycho-spiritual exercises. The psychophysical is the workout. The psycho-spiritual exercise is what? You ready? Meditation. My favorite. Being practiced daily back in ancient Egypt. They say long before the evidence of its existence is dictated in India. They copied, but we didn't say it that way. We didn't see it that way. And including the Indus Valley civilization, which y'all think is the oldest, they copied Kemet, okay? Or any other early civilization, not even Sumer, not even Greece, China, etc., Mesopotamia, none of them. Told you, we number one, okay? We are the one. The teachings of this yoga program concept are at the heart of what? Per Imharu, basic instruction for leaving Earth. We giving you the things you're going to need to go to that next level in order to get there. That's why y'all have ministers, churches, and people who teach you how to be so that you can, when you die, go to heaven and be with God. Peter at the gates. I'm him. Ain't nobody getting there. Why? Ain't nobody coming to me claiming they know Jesus. That's the way to get to heaven. No, it ain't. Oh, I got scared. Let me see your heart. Give me your heart. No, just give me your heart. Moving on. That's where the secrets lie, and our ancients knew that. Now, modern technology says the same thing. I could care less why. I already knew that. I ain't impressed. Oh, the heart got a bigger brain than the mind. Okay, we knew that. When you come up with something new, let me know. As of yet, no. And I've only studied ancient stuff. I don't give a crap about new. Why? Y'all ain't created nothing yet. Moving on, that's why. And what I got, ancient, is just as good. Why? Y'all don't have a clue. And when you're doing the Per Imharu, it was written for a reason, to help you to get through this life to next one. And the word yoga, your own God advisor. You need to find God yourself, and he will advise you once you find him. That's Amon, the hidden one. That's all the same thing. Okay, philosophically, metaphorically, but it's a philosophy that you can act on. And the word yoga is an Indian Sanskrit, not Egyptian. Term and meaning to what? Unite you, the individual, with what? God, the cosmic force. Luke, use the force. Learn nature, master nature, and use it to your benefit. That's what they were telling you. That's the whole part about the Star Wars. I love that. Why? They break it down and y'all eating it up. Okay? But the term has been used in certain parts of this book for ease of communication. And since the word yoga has received worldly popularity, especially in the Western countries, in America, in the States, in recent years. Yeah, everybody trying to get understanding, everybody trying to find themselves. So they go to what? The Eastern culture and study their stuff, which is fine. Why? They had the truth. They're not BSers. They serious. Okay. In the ancient Egyptian equivalent term to what they got the Sanskrit word yoga is Sema. Sema, S-E-M-A. That means, or Smai, S-M-A-I. That means to unite, to come together, two opposites. Same thing. Haru and Set is the perfect example of Sema. I'm going to get to that in a minute. I see the cloud. Don't make a difference. We getting this stuff in. All right. So the ancient Egyptian equivalent word Sema, in the Sma, the word means union. When you meditate, you becoming what? Your union, communicating what? Your higher self. And the following determinative term gives it a spiritual significance, at once equating it with the term yoga, hence Egyptian yoga, as it is used in India. India don't say Indian yoga, they just say yoga. But to know that we have it in Egypt, we call it Egyptian yoga, okay? And when used in conjunction with the ancient Egyptian symbol, which means the land, Ta, okay? The term union of what? The two land arises. We use it more noble and glorious purpose. It's you, human body. Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt. Watch this. And this is what the picture shows you right here. Upper Egypt, Haru. Okay, Lower Egypt, Set, your ego. They're both inside you. If you look at them, everything about them from the neck down is the same. That's telling you that they're both inside you. God and the devil resides in you. You make the choice to follow which one you choose. Again, that's what Mayat represents. You have the choice, okay? God or yourself. Self is the devil. Why? He's in opposition to God. Anything opposing good and righteousness is evil and devil. That's all. It's a philosophy. But in chapter 4, let me take it home for you. In chapter 4, verse 17, the per in Haru, a term, Smatawi, is used. It means union of the two lands of Egypt. You are Egypt. Air cargo, Egyptian yoga. The two lands refers to it physically in real, the two main districts in the country, North and South Egypt. In the ancient times, in Kemet, it was divided into two sections of land areas. These were known as Lower and Upper Egypt. In ancient Egypt, the mystical philosophy used it for a teaching tool. The land of Upper Egypt relates to the divinity Haru, that's you, your best self. You know him as Horus, who represents your higher self. That's God in you. That's who God represents to Christ. But for us, it's Asar, which is your father, which is my father, which would be Asar. I would be Haru. I got to avenge his killer. His killer was his ego, his lower nature. I'm going to defeat my lower nature. That's what I'm doing right now in real time, real term, facts. Okay, and watch this. And the land of Lower Egypt, it represents your ego self, Set, the divinity of what? Your lower self. He's the God within his own rights. He's the bad man. Just need to be what? Guided and conquered to put in the servitude position, not the leadership role. All good guys don't make good leaders. Good fighter's a good fighter. A good thinker is a good leader. So Smatawi means the what? The union of two lands, or the union of Lower and Upper Egypt. That's they showing you picture, tying it up. The lower self relates to that which is negative, bad, in contradiction to or uncontrolled. I call it your lower nature don't have kuf. It's just rough. It's just pure, unadulterated, just headstrong going. You got to control that. Why? It can serve you well if controlled. It will hurt you if not. So again, it's uncontrolled in the human mind, and that's including worldliness, egoism, ignorance of self, etc. So Set, while the higher self relates to that which is above him up there, temptation. When Christ was tempted, the devil told him, you can have all of this, just bow to me. I already got all that. Why I got to bow to you? My father got all that covered. That was the concept. So again, with knowledge of self, higher self, the lower self can't tempt you to do his bidding. A lot of us fall victim to our lower self. And watch this. Your lower self, your higher self relates to that which is above temptation and is good in what? Human heart. Bing, ding, 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 ding. The goodness relies in the heart. Evil comes here. Okay? It's a choice. Now, as well as in touch with your transcendental consciousness, Haru, your higher self, your true self. Thus, we also have an ancient Egyptian term which we call Sma Haru Set. That's you having your moral, ethical war within your higher and lower self. Watch this. Or the union of Haru and Set. So Smatawi, or Sama, Haru, Set are the ancient Egyptian words which are the translated to what? Egyptian yoga. And this is the sign. This is the trachea. Can't see. Oh yeah, right here. The trachea and the two lungs. That means we breathe from the same body. Okay, right here. They're showing you right here. We both are the same. Only thing different is how we think. Okay, that's the concept of lower and upper Egypt, Set, the ego, and Haru, the higher self. They're going to fight, but when they reach an agreement, a treaty, so to speak, and they work together, it's a beautiful thing. Above, I just showed you the main symbol for Egyptian yoga, the Sma, spelled S-M-A. The Egyptian language and symbols will provide you with the first historical records of yoga philosophy and the religious literature. We had it documented. The hieroglyph Sma sign, Sema, represented by what? The union of two lungs and the trachea. And it symbolizes that the union of duality, Maya, that is the higher self, your lower self, two opposites that leads to what? Non-duality. What? Because they become one. And your single consciousness. That means your two ideas become one. That's what the meaning of union between the two opposites, aka Maya. Now, above, I just showed you a picture, wrapping it up with Sama, Sama, Haru, Set. I gave this lesson a long time ago. I can run through it right quick. Haru and Set join forces to what? To tie up the symbol of union, meaning the symbol, the Sema symbol, it refers to the union of your upper, lowest flower. They grew up in Upper Egypt, and the papyrus grows in Lower Egypt, and the ruler. But also at a more subtle level, more hidden message right there. It refers to what? The union of one's higher and lower self, and what's this? Higher and lower self, Haru and Set, as well as now as the control of one's breathing. Breathing and breath control is important. Why? Because it pumps the oxygen throughout the blood. And if you, the brain don't get oxygenated. Why? You're hyperventilating and you're going to pass out. Anxiety is people who can't control their breathing. They give you pills for that. Simple meditation, a simple, constant understanding of yourself. Don't need no medication. You can control your breathing by learning how to calm and relax the heart by the mind telling them everything is okay. The heart gets agitated because the mind gets frazzled. So if they both going, you got a problem. Okay, and watch this. The life force through the union and self-control of your breathing, of the lungs, your breathing organs, and everybody tell you a good breathing 5 seconds in. Count to 5. When you breathe in, count 5 more. Count 4, count to 4. Hold it for 4, and you exhale. It's a technique that how to push oxygen through the blood without, that ain't how it's done. It's done through rhythmic breathing. And the practice of this is to harmonize and balance what? The breath. And in so doing, you balance in what? The opposites, the opposite of your personality. This form of breathing is to be practiced when? Daily. At when? All time. We think breathing, no, I watched the whole show for an hour giving different breathing techniques for different purposes and different ways to oxygenate the body. That's a whole nother world. Okay, but that's how serious they take that breathing thing. And in so doing, you balance the opposites of your personality. And this form of breathing is to be practiced daily at all times. And the characteristics of Haru, your higher self, and Set, the ego lower self, are an integral part of the what? Per M Haru, understanding oneself. Why? There's two of y'all. Y'all need to come together as one. That's why. And they bring it down best they could. But the central and the most popular character with ancient Egypt religion was Asar in Haru, who is an incarnation of his father. Vedics, the Indians got the same concept with Krishna, okay. But Asar, who was killed, watch this, the spirit, which can't die, was killed by what? Set. What? His ego self, his lower nature, who out of what? Greed and demonic Satanian tendencies. That means You going against what's good and right for your own selfish gains. That's what they trying to show you. And it's craved what? To be the ruler. Your ego wants to be the ruler. In ancient Egypt, they knew that concept. They taught against it. And with the help of what? Tahuti, which is God's mind, your understanding, your right thinking, the God of wisdom. Now you got Aset, which is the great mother, and Het Haru, his consort. Haru prevailed in what? The battle against Set, his evil uncle, Uncle Sam. Like my man K-Dot did on Super Bowl Sunday. He slew Uncle Sam in front of everybody. Pulled his pants down, spanked his butt, and sent him home. And Set for the rulership of Kemet, who got it by what? Killing. He didn't get it by competition. Nope. He didn't get it by no. He stole it. So it's not his, rightfully. And Kemet is you, the physical body. Now Haru's struggles symbolizes what? The struggle of every human being to regain what? Their personal rulership of their self over what? Their ego, lower self. And by subduing your lower self, by conquering him, putting your foot on his neck and putting him in a servitude position. Don't let him control you. Own it. You own yourself. And the following are brief summaries of Shidi description. I got the next lesson coming up. I'm going to stop there. I see it went a little long, but I get excited and I get caught up. So I apologize for that. But the lesson, I hope you enjoyed it. I always enjoy giving it. I'll be back with more, but I got to stop now because I see the clock. Time is of the essence. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus that day. So I never know that my right thinkers would pass away. I couldn't live with that.